Do you know what? He was someone who, when he first came into the club, he set out what he wants to do and what he wants to achieve. And I was fortunate enough to join that pretty early. I joined in January. I think he'd only been there a month or two before me, and um, the way in which the detail of what he put into his training, it became very clear to me that team was going to progress for sure. He knew what he wanted. He had good staff around him, and he demanded a lot from the players, but in a respectful way. He had a respect of a lot of the players. Um, he was a big success at Liverpool, and I'm sure once he's had a rest, he'll be a big success wherever he goes next. Netherlands have been hit and miss. They've had some up and down performances. They've got a lot of talent there. I managed to work with Ronald Koeman for 6 months at Southampton. I know his style. Um, he's tactical. Doesn't say too much to the players, but knows what he wants, and he that certainly has an eye for football. He was a top player, and when he joined it in training, he still had it. He actually did his Achilles training with us. I never forget that. He was on crutches for the remainder of my time there. But I'll tell you, when he had the ball at his feet, he certainly never lost it. Personally, I'm a big fan of Southgate. He's someone that I know personally. He's someone that I fully support in what he's trying to do and also what he's done. I think people are very quick to forget that England prior to Southgate were struggling in big tournaments. I think that the success they've had in getting to a semi-final, getting to a final, is been largely down to Southgate and the way in which he manages the players. I think he's a really good man manager. I can totally understand the frustration from fans at this current moment because the players aren't performing how we know they can, and understandably, the manager then gets questioned. That's all part of football. But I said I'm in full support of him. I'm in full support of the team. I think that England will come good. I think the sign of a good team is when you can win games without playing your best. So they would have taken confidence from that, and then they're gonna get. There's no easy game. I think there's almost a little bit of arrogance from us in England, in the UK, where we believe that we should be beating these teams comfortably. Where actually it's 11v11 plus the subs. There's a lot of pressure. Anything can happen on that pitch, and I just think that we should remind ourselves of that and be grateful that England are through to the quarterfinals. I have a sneaky feeling that they will. If I'm being really honest, I would say there isn't a cheat sheet. I would say the only way is through lived experience. Now, for me, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out if I was an alcoholic, if I was a compulsive gambler, because at times I was able to stop drinking, at times I was able to stop gambling. And I never drank the same way that everyone else drank. I was only a binge drinker. So if I'm not drinking every day on a park bench, then therefore I'm not an alcoholic. There's that perception, if you like, that I think society, a lot of people in society, not everybody, but a lot of us have that perception that in order to be an addict, you must be someone who's on the street. That's not the case. The simple way that it was broken down for me, which changed my life, was the question: Can you drink without consequences? The answer was no. The answer was no. Can I gamble without consequences? The answer was no, because I may do it once and get away with it, but the second, third, fourth, sixth, whatever time it would be, there would be a consequence, and that was my answer. And that really simplified for me. I can't drink without consequences. When I black out, there's trouble. So for me, I always try to ask people that two things: does it cost you consequences? And the other thing is it costing you more than money? So if it's costing you more than money, if it's costing you your health, if it's costing you your time, it's costing you your relationships, costing you your job, then that's time to seek help. And for me, the best place to seek help is through the 12-step fellowship. So through Alcoholics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Sex Anonymous, whatever it may be that you're suffering with, there's support out there for everybody. There's also, I mean, for me, I also seek therapy. That certainly helps. And The last bit I'll touch on, I've mentioned a bit about addiction. The last bit I'll touch on for me is the depression. So I think for me, understanding my why was a big part in trying to get better. It doesn't mean it's great every day. There's still ups and downs, but understanding my why. I used to think that I was depressed because I lost my money, but actually it was the depression that often sent me to gamble. I wanted to escape my thoughts, escape my feelings. So I think it's really important to recognize that. And today I take medication to help the chemical balance that happens inside my brain. It took me a while to accept that, but once I did accept that, it certainly helped me move forward in my life and be a better father, a better son, a better friend. So I would strongly encourage anyone out there who's struggling, speak to somebody that you trust, not just anybody on the street or anybody at work, somebody that you trust, that you know will hold a safe space. And if you're not ready to do that right now, have a little Google. There's plenty of support online, and it's completely free. And you'll be around like-minded people, and you'll get. I'm very sure you get a lot of identification. Me, I'm going to go with Fenerbahce this season. I think Jose Mourinho knows how to win trophies. It's going to be close. It always is. Galatasaray have spent a lot of money in recent years and have got a really strong squad. But I think Fenerbahce with Jose Mourinho in charge, if he's able to make the signings that he wants, I think Fenerbahce will finally win the title. Good question. Do you know what Premier League players are coming to my head? And I'm thinking, I don't know what kind of budget they have. Um, I can't answer it. I can't even, I've got brain fog. Son, if he could get if Jose could sign anyone, I'd love to see Son play for Fenerbahce.